Welcome back. I want to get to Eamon Javers with some breaking news this morning. Hi again, Eamon.
Hi, Carl. A U.S. government official confirms to me that there is a trade deal now in the works between the United States and Chinese government, a prisoner swap of detainees by each country. I'm told they had to wait until Americans that were being detained in China were out of Chinese airspace before they could confirm this news. But a U.S. official now confirming that the prisoner swap is underway. The three Americans, we're told, who are being released from Chinese custody are Mark Sweden. He's an American who was detained in China since 2012. He was given the death penalty in China for alleged drug trafficking. Kai Li, an American businessman detained since 2016. He was convicted of espionage against China in 2018 in China. And also John Leung, also held in China, released today by the Chinese government as part of this prisoner swap. The two Chinese nationals who are being released from the United States to China include two people who have been accused of espionage in the United States against U.S. interests, including against GE Aviation in a sort of corporate espionage episode that we did a documentary on here at CNBC about a year ago. Those two officials are Xu Yanjun, who's a Chinese Ministry of State Security agent who was the centerpiece of the CNBC documentary, who launched a long effort to penetrate GE Aviation and get access to GE jet fan blade technology that ultimately failed, ended up with a dramatic arrest. Also, Shi Chaoqun, who was an associate of Xu Yanjun's, who joined the U.S. Army Reserves and was inside the United States, allegedly working with Xu Yanjun and others in Chinese intelligence in order to penetrate the United States military and potentially U.S. intelligence. So two Chinese officials now released from U.S. custody, U.S. prisons, and three Americans now on their way home from custody in China. Guys, back to you.
Eamon, the timing of this, is this the kind of thing that we normally see in transitions, or is there an attempt here to foam the runway for better relations looking ahead to 25?
Yeah, I think this is an end of the administration kind of a thing that you see as presidents are outgoing. There's been a lot of work diplomatically behind the scenes for years and years regarding these Americans who've been held on charges that obviously the United States would say were, unfair. We have a statement here from the National Security Council. They say, "We are pleased to announce the release of Mark Sweden, Kai Li, and John Leung from detention in the People's Republic of China. Soon they will return and be reunited with their families for the first time in many years." The administration here putting out a release saying that this has gone back to months and months of negotiations. They say President Biden pressed for the return of Americans wrongfully detained in the PRC when he met with President Xi in Peru on the sidelines of APEC. So a lot of diplomatic effort going into this spy swap, or prisoner swap, we should say, between the United States and China, including this fascinating case, again, of Xu Yanjun, a person that we spotlighted in a documentary a year ago, who was trying to penetrate GE Aviation and get American technical details for Chinese industry.